Eliza had never imagined she would become the kind of woman who knew the exact balance of 3 bank accounts by heart, who could recite insurance policy numbers like lullabies, or who kept a folder labeled "In case of emergency" tucked beside her Bible. For 32 years, she had been married to Thomas, a broad-shouldered mechanic with oil-stained hands and a laugh that filled their small Ohio home. Thomas handled the bills. Thomas fixed what was broken. Thomas believed with quiet certainty that he would always be there to take care of Eliza and their only son, Harry. Then, one November morning, Thomas left for work and never came home. The heart attack was sudden, massive. The doctors used words like instant and painless, but Eliza knew grief did not care about such mercies. She stood in a hospital hallway under fluorescent lights that hummed too loudly and realized that the world had shifted beneath her feet. Harry was 26 then, newly married to a bright, ambitious woman named Lauren. He was still finding his footing in life, working as a freelance graphic designer, chasing contracts and dreams in equal measure. He had inherited his father's kindness, but not yet his steadiness. At the funeral, Harry wept like a child. Lauren stood beside him, elegant and composed, though her eyes flickered with something Eliza couldn't quite name. Fear, perhaps, or uncertainty. That was the day Eliza made a silent promise to her husband's casket. "I will secure our son's life. I will make sure he never feels this ground give way beneath him again." Grief sharpened Eliza instead of breaking her. Within months, she had met with a financial advisor, consolidated Thomas's retirement accounts, refinanced the house, and invested wisely. She sold Thomas's truck, though it nearly tore her in half to watch it drive away. She downsized her expenses and took a part-time bookkeeping job at the local church. But her greatest decision was this: she would not cling to her son out of loneliness. She would build something that would protect him long after she was gone. Eliza purchased a modest duplex across town. She used her savings and a small life insurance payout as the down payment. The rental income covered the mortgage. Within 5 years, she bought another property, then another. "Mom, you don't have to do all this," Harry told her once, watching her shuffle paperwork at the kitchen table. "Yes, I do," she said gently. "Your father worked too hard for us to let it slip away." She never told him that every signature she placed on a contract felt like stitching a safety net beneath his life. But security of money did not mean security of heart. Harry and Lauren's marriage began to fray in small, quiet ways. Lauren had grown up in Chicago, in a fast-paced world of internships and 5-year plans. She had married Harry for his warmth, his creativity, the way he listened when she spoke. But she had not expected the instability of freelance work or Harry's reluctance to chase corporate success. "I just need more," she confessed to Eliza one afternoon, sitting stiffly on the edge of the sofa. Eliza had invited her for tea. She believed in tea for difficult conversations. "More what?" Eliza asked softly. "Direction, ambition, stability." Lauren's voice cracked despite her effort to remain composed. "I feel like I'm the only one pushing forward. I'm exhausted." Eliza did not defend her son. She did not scold her daughter-in-law. She simply listened. Later that night, Harry came by alone, shoulders slumped. "She wants a separation," he said. The word landed like a stone in Eliza's chest. "Do you?" she asked. "I don't know how to be what she needs," he whispered. Eliza had learned something in her years of marriage. Love was not sustained by romance alone. It required structure. It required effort. It required uncomfortable truth. She did not take sides. Instead, she began with practicality. "Harry," she said one evening, Your father loved his dreams too, but he also learned that providing security isn't selling out, it's building trust. With careful planning, Eliza transferred partial ownership of her rental properties into a trust in Harry's name, structured so he would receive steady income without recklessly selling them. She helped him meet with her financial advisor. She insisted he take a more stable design position at a marketing firm while continuing freelance work on the side. "You don't have to abandon who you are," she told him, "just anchor it." Harry resisted at first. Pride is a stubborn inheritance. But slowly he began to change. He accepted the job. He kept regular hours. He started therapy, alone at first, then inviting Lauren to join. Eliza, meanwhile, reached out to Lauren, not to persuade, but to understand. They met at a small cafe downtown. "I won't pressure you," Eliza said. "If separation is what you need, I will respect it. But I want you to know something." Lauren looked wary. "My son is learning," Eliza continued. "He is growing, not because I forced him, because he wants to be worthy of you." Tears welled in Lauren's eyes. "I love him. I just don't want to carry everything." "You shouldn't have to," Eliza replied. The separation did happen. For 6 months, Lauren rented a small apartment near her office. Harry remained in the house. They attended counseling weekly. They argued. They cried. They confronted resentments that had festered quietly. Eliza did not interfere. She prayed. She worked. She kept building. During that time, she updated her will. The properties were secured. A life insurance policy was expanded. Instructions were clear. Harry would never face financial ruin. There would always be a roof, always income, always a foundation. But she also wrote a letter to be opened after her passing. In it, she did not mention money. She wrote about Thomas, about patience, about humility, about the way love must bend without breaking. One spring afternoon, Harry knocked on her door with Lauren beside him. They were holding hands. Eliza's breath caught. "We're trying again," Lauren said, her voice trembling but hopeful. "Not because we're afraid," Harry added, "but because we've learned how to stand together." Eliza embraced them both. She knew reconciliation was not guaranteed. Marriage was not a fairy tale. It was a daily choice. But she also knew she had done what she could. She had secured her son's future, not only with property and policies, but with wisdom hard-earned through loss. She had given him stability without smothering him. She had respected her daughter-in-law's pain instead of dismissing it. That evening, alone in her quiet house, Eliza sat in Thomas's old armchair. "I kept my promise," she whispered into the stillness. Outside, the sun dipped below the Ohio horizon, casting gold across the small town they had built their lives in. Eliza felt the ache of missing her husband, but also the steady warmth of knowing that the foundation they had laid together still stood. Her son was not shielded from hardship, but he was no longer unprepared for it. And sometimes, Eliza thought, that was the greatest security a mother could give.